Fuck Star-Lord! Okay, anyway. There are two things. First of all, I've unfucked everything. If you go to my save file, you see it's no longer.
By the way, for context, when he means that, he's referring to a part that hasn't been uploaded yet, I assume, as of the time of this video. If you want to know what that is, wait until after the series is done, and we'll show you that. I hope.
I was just gonna upload that as one of the parts.
Oh, you were? I was kind of just uploaded as a bonus part, but whatever.
Well, I mean,
whichever part it was, I mean,
it's gonna be labeled part. What the fuck? I was gonna put it up before this, just because it's where we were in the story, and then I'll probably upload this on the same day. That way,
right.
You know, there's not a fake part or something like that. So.
Yeah, just label it that, and then yeah. Okay, well, anyway, you've probably seen that part. If not, okay. But yeah.
Hopefully, if not, you'll understand when I upload it. In my save file, because I messed around with debug mode on the file that we were using for recording, which is really dumb. I triggered the ending flag, which put us at the final save point of the game, story-wise. But we never actually reached that far story-wise. So there were a couple of flags that were triggered and crossed that weren't supposed to be triggered, because as far as the game knew, we were at the final save point before the final boss. Yeah, but the story mode, we hadn't even crossed through the 4 fields. We haven't even done anything on Eden yet. So the last flag was crossed before the other flag, and so the game started getting really confused, and so certain places we would go, like the Fate Gallery, would just teleport us to a non-working debug PS1 room, or the PS1 version's debug room, and we couldn't do anything. There was the old man that fucking... Why knows, you were fine all day. The old man in Fun City that would take you back to the past. He wouldn't take you...
the shitty games.
To play the shitty games, suck ass. He wouldn't take you to the past. He would just transport you to different... Well, he would, but he would take you to different parts of Expel that wouldn't work. We got one option that almost worked. It was the inn during the scene where we first went to cross, but the game would crash after we left the inn after sleeping.
Yeah, and there was also a really hilarious instance, like on one time we visited the inn, which, actually kind of a couple instances during that time travel, whatever segment, the virtual reality segment anyway, but the inn had a really hilarious time continuum thing, shall we say, that I would rather not spoil personally, but... And then there was also the fact that it warped us quite literally in the middle of nowhere, but, you know.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be the screenshot. If you notice my money's different, it's a little bit higher, because I did a bit more grinding and stuff. I did some more stuff off screen. However, I just made the battles the same, because I just rushed through the story, and I fought like 12 battles.
And yeah, like obviously this is a very different day than we last recorded.
Yeah, no, I had to go through and like completely I had to go through the entire game, which when you're just going through the game, first off, would be impossible if you're not using debug mode. I will admit I cheated a little bit to get to the game. I put all my characters to level 100 just because I had already gotten to that point. And just
I mean, there's no shame. The way I see it is, if you're doing it for a recording, no shame. I mean, you know, that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, I just wanted to get back to where we were. I did get to level 115 legitimately. But I was still only at like 600 or something battles. So I just put it back to the last number I remembered, which is 1,306. I did spend a couple hours last night getting Claude and Reyna all their skills, but I forgot to save. So Claude has Blessing of Mana, and Reyna has Animal Instinct, which are the only ones they shouldn't have. Everything else is legitimate, though. I did, get everything back up. I still have skill points. I should use those really quick. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo.
Well.
Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. And...
Beep boo boo bop boo boo bop.
I'm just upgrading a couple skills. Just leave me alone.
But I think I pointed this out in an earlier part, but it's kind of funny to me how whenever you upgrade a skill, at least in this version, the characters just reset their walking animation.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like they're doing like a little like jitter or something.
Okay. Anyway, ignoring all that's for the last part. There are 2 things we can do here right now. I need to get Claude the Star Guard, which is an accessory in this version, that I'm going to use to replace his meteor ring. And I need to give Reyna the Witch's Boots, which we can do through blacksmithing, but we cannot have the magical rasp. Otherwise, we'll make better items. I know what that sounds like, but those are the Star Guard can only be created without the magical rasp, which is really good. And the Witch's Boots are, besides the Valkyrie boots, which you get in the Cave of Trials, the best boots she can have because she cannot wear the Sylvan Mail, which can be made with a magical rasp, but she can't wear them. So let's go ahead and do those right now. Obviously use Orchestra because it basically guarantees success. Blacksmith, I need to use a Meteorite, which will hopefully give me a Star Guard right off the bat. No, of course not. Oh, this is item creation. I wouldn't be showing any of this off, but Mojo wanted...
Because we at least gotta show off like one of the more major aspects of the series, if you ask me at least.
Yeah, you know, stuff that actually...
Oh, go on.
I was just complaining that fuck!
You're quite literally kidding us, Reyna. You know, it's called the Holy Armor, but, you know, I would think that armor should have holes because, you know, you're gonna need elves to put your body through it, but that's just me.
Oh, no,
but what I was gonna... Go on.
It's called the Holy Armor because it's full of holes. There we go!
Yeah. But what I was gonna say was that in this game, or at least in this version specifically, as you've probably heard Curtis talk about once or twice, is that it's a bit of a pain in this version. Not specifically just doing item creation, but the fact that there's not the 3D model you get in the OG Star Ocean 2, which is really lame in my opinion. But I think I can see why they did it, but
it disappoints me greatly. Not just because it was 3D and it looked cool and it morphed everywhere, but just because of the sound, especially during Blacksmith. You just hear, like, in the background, obviously you'd have orchestra. So you'd be hearing orchestra in the background, but then you just hear, like, you know, like someone actually in a blacksmith just ching, 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 just fucking hammering off in the background.
Yeah. I still think in terms of at least humor value, my favorite item creation, and I'm not talking like, you know, or in terms of coolness value, I'm not talking the single greatest item creation in the series just because, you know, it's the most efficient or whatever. But I still think I think that in terms of coolness, I think that my favorite item creation is still Until the End of Time, because in that game, whenever you put characters on, like, you know, duty for blacksmithing or whatever, they actually got like unique animations for each of the little things that they were doing. Like, if it was like if you say had Cliff or Nell writing, if Nell would actually like be sitting at a desk like scribbling away at something, like actually like really quickly, and Cliff, for example, would just be like turning pages of a book, like, I really do not want to be doing this right now.
God fucking damn it.
It's really fun. What's up?
Fucking, I keep unmuting fucking Facebook because we're not recording, and I forget to mute it before we start. Sorry, go on.
Law. But yeah, I just find it really funny, and plus in that game, or you might be able to do this in the I don't know if you've ever told me that you could, but in this game, or Until the End of Time, you can actually get like other inventors and stuff, like to recruit and what have you. But also in that game, you had designated areas.
That was easier than I thought.
Define like inventors and actually
Like,
before we go on to that, it's the moment of truth, Mojo.
well, what? Oh yeah.
Yay!
Yes.
I did it. Hey, where's Reyna?
The one place from Expel that was spared.
Oh god.
You know, actually, if I can be like somewhat honest at this, but at the same time kind of curious too about this, I actually kind of, I just kind of thought about this, and it's something I've been sort of thinking about for a little while. Well, I mean, okay, wait, hold on, let's assess what I just said. I just sort of thought about this, and I've been thinking about it for a while. Huh. But no, okay. It's sort of been on my mind, but it only just kind of occurred to me, and I kind of want to know how high or low this game's budget was, because you guys probably have noticed, if you've never played this game before, there are a lot of like little areas that are reused. Now, granted, not a whole lot, but like when we get to Fun City later in the game, or you might have already seen it in the video like earlier, they kind of reused the same area from They kind of reused the same they reused the Liquor arena. You know, so it kind of makes me wonder how high or low the game's budget was. You know.
Well, high or low, the budget isn't the problem. This was a PS1 game, so they didn't have a lot of space to begin with.
Well, I mean, to be fair, even in games like actually, that is a good point thinking about it. Because in FF7, all the Mako reactors look pretty similar. Well, the ones that you went to anyway.
They are exactly the same, except for 8. I think 8 was different. Okay, I bought the Magical Rasp, which means now we can create the rest of the stuff. So for Claude, we need a dual suit and a dual helm, which both use Damascus. So let's get to work. I'm only going to be doing this until I run out of a particular ore. Then I'm just going to do the rest off screen because I don't want to bore you guys. Because this could take a minute, but I figured show it off a little bit. Oh, sweet, the dual helm. And I only have 2 people, so maybe it'll be easier. God, I need to appraise those other items so I can sell them too. Another dual helm. That's not what I need. Come on, you whore. God damn it. Continue with your story. This is what I'm going to be doing for.
But yeah, I was just sort of thinking about the thinking bobber, the budget of this game. But actually, speaking of those inventors, hold on a second.
And then I need the Shield of Athena, which uses Mithril.
We can handle this.
All right.
Which is the only thing I can create.
Yep. You might have heard like a little bit of or something or what or other. Basically that was me muting my mic just because I kind of needed to mute it to type because I didn't want like to be heard because my keyboard's kind of loud. But I looked up inventors to sort of mention what they basically did in Till the End of Time specifically. Basically after your first trip to Paterni, which is fairly early in the game, if you talk to Welch in the Inventors Guild to really get started on the item creation, you can like find various inventors all throughout both Ellicor, and I think there might be one in Vanguard 3, I think was what it was called. It's been a minute since I played 3, but it's you can find like various people and you'll basically be like, hey, you know, like they have different specialties. You have like, for example, you have Dom. I never really did the inventor stuff in that game, to tell the truth. I got a couple of them, but you know, I always kind of played through the game straight through. But until the end of time, you know, you had like I said, you have inventors. I apologize again if I repeat myself a lot. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you've noticed that through this commentary, I'm pretty bad about that. So I apologize in advance, or rather in disadvantage. I don't know. Anyway, point is, for example, you had people like Dom Damuda, whose item creation his specialty was cooking. His level was 6. You also, of course, had like different requirements. Like some people, like you were required to pay them when you met them, certain items, you know, and what have you. You had like I said, you already had Dom Damuda, who was cooking with like level 6. Macwell, his alchemy was 31. Rigel, I guess, whose cooking was 47. You know, you had a lot of really hardcore. You had like a lot of really like hardcore inventors for various things, and I think all of them had their own benefits and whatnot. And you could basically send them to different areas for item creation, specifically. Like unlike in this game basically you can sort of create items whenever you want. Until the End of Time, you have set like areas like in different towns and whatnot to do item creation. And if I remember right, I think all the inventors you can just sort of transfer them to various like locations, as long as you're like, if you're in like a certain area you wanted to transfer, I don't know, I'm just looking at the list, Leos, I think is how you pronounce his name, from Ariglyph to Aquios, if there's even one there. I think there's one per town. I could be wrong though. But basically, if you want to transfer one from the other, you could do that. I don't really think there was a major benefit of that. It was just sort of like, hey, do you want all these guys here, or there, or whatever. But
We can handle this.
But again, I never really did a lot of the item creation. I've never been too heavy on it, at least until the end of time, or really this game, is because, at least until the end of time, I don't know how specifically every little detail about this one. Until the end of time, it's pretty. I don't want to say RNG because I don't really think that's a good way to put it. You do really need to know who you're putting on what you're doing with what, the items you're using. It's crazy. Like there's a whole lot you could really do with item creation in that game, much to the point where you can make the final boss a cakewalk if you know how to do it. Like I've seen people, like friends of mine, in the past doing videos where they took out the final boss, like both forms, in under a minute with items that they crafted for Maria and just spamming Scatter Beam over and over again, which is how you're supposed to play Maria. But no, jokes aside, yeah. Anyway, what else is something I can mention about item creation right quick? Oh, and actually one of my favorite, like I said, I'm not very, I'll see you guys later, really, like, you guys specifically, like, in plural. Is she talking to Claude and Mr. Sacco? Anyway, in that game, until the end of time, again, I didn't do a lot of item creation, but if you talk to Welch on her, I think it was the compact communicator that she gave you, or a communicator she gave you, I forgot which one it was. But if you talk to her on the occasion, you would actually get some occasional scenes with her and the guild master, like of the Adventures Guild, who sometimes they would be like straight up like comical scenes. Like one of my like one of the earlier ones is you just see her yelling at somebody off screen who is pretty much assumed to be the guild master, and just scolding him. But one of my favorite examples is when it just cuts to her desk, or the desk she's supposed to be at, and she's just like, and like the guild master's like, hey, where's Welch? In the restroom? She's been in there a long time. And she just straight up football tackles him to the other end of the room, and he just like spins to the other end of the room, and she's like, oh, sorry about that. And then she just goes right back to just her whole shtick. I'm like, what? I don't know. I can't remember how many scenes there are like that in the game, but there's some of the funniest parts of the game for me. Definitely. But yeah. Also, speaking of Welch, I've got to give her like her voice actress until the end of time props. Her name is Julie Madalena, who I don't know exactly who she voiced, but she was voiced by Melissa Fawn in this game, which, if you're a Tales of fan, she voices Annis Tatlin from Tales of the Abyss. She voices her in this game, First Departure, and Star Ocean 5, actually. I didn't know she voiced her in Star Ocean 5. I didn't play a whole lot of 5, admittedly. And she also played her in The Last Hope, which she looks completely different, and I don't like it. I don't like how she looks in that game, I'm going to be honest. I hate the design of Welch in that game. I like it. I like how it looks in this game, and 3, but I do not like how she looks in The Last Hope, because I just think it looks really, to be frank, kind of stupid, but that's just me personally. Then again, Star Ocean 4 kind of did suffer from a lot of, you could tell it has that like distinct 360 look. Like you can look at some N64 titles, and you could look at some Nintendo 64 titles and be like, hey, this definitely looks N64. Hey, this definitely looks PS1. That's kind of what Star Ocean The Last Hope looks like to me, all things considered. But the thing is, that's really, but back on the topic of Welch real quick, it's actually kind of funny because there's like both versions of Welch, the one in this game specifically, and the one in 4 are actually in Star Ocean Material Trader, apparently. I'm just looking at it on the wiki to tell the truth. Also, I'd like to point out that she straight up gets the Virgin Killer suit, the Virgin Killer sweater in Star Ocean A Nemesis. In fact, editing Curtis, can you flash up a photo of it right here? I sent it. I think I sent it actually a while ago because I thought it was funny, and then I just remembered that when I saw it on this wiki article. Just flash it up right here. It's straight up the Virgin Killer. Anyway. But yeah, item creation in this series, just going back to the item creation as a whole, it's one of the aspects that if you really know how to do it, it's like some of the most in-depth, at least with Till the End of Time, it's some of the most in-depth item synthesis you can really find in any Japanese RPG. And if you know how to do it, you know, you can really break the game in two. Good luck killing Freya, though, the super boss of that game, because, yeah. That's not a fight you're gonna really do very easily, because, yeah.
Here goes.
If anybody who's played Till the End of Time, or even just knows any,
What?
you'll know. You just know that is like the super boss for all RPGdom, I guess. Like let's put this into perspective, guys and gals. A battle trophy in that game to beat her is to beat her in under an hour. And I think that's like the easiest battle trophy to obtain with her. Beating her in under what you know. I don't know if that's like the easiest one to get with her. I think it's actually kind of tricky, but I don't know. But she has a lot of HP. And you're gonna want to bring Maria, her magnetic field and energy burst combo in there. Because that game has a lot of cancel bonuses. Again, I'm sorry again, and if I'm jumping around a lot, but yeah, that's just the kind of commentator I can be sometimes when I'm directionless, and yeah, honesty is the best policy.
Hi, welcome back. Sorry, I had to go take care of a few things.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck Mojo said like the 10 minutes before I stopped recording. Away was, but I got everything I needed. This is basically the best stuff you can have on Claude.
At this point.
Yeah, until you get to the field of power, which I'll replace the Star Guard. But I figured I'd just have that on for now because it's better than the meteor ring. But once you get to the field of power, you can get a ring called the Ring of Might. And that has like I don't want to say 3,000 because that sounds like a little too much, but it's got a pretty big attack bonus to it that'll bring me from like 2,000 to like 5,000 attack, and it's a pretty big difference. But anyway, for Claude, you want the Eterna, the dueling suit, the Shield of Athena, the dueling helmet, and the Silver Greaves. If you're playing the PS1 version, you want the Star Guard instead of the Shield of Athena, because in the PS1 the Star Guard is a shield. In this version, it's an accessory. For Reyna,
Which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed that. For Reyna, you want the Imprezia, the Robe of Deception, the Hand of Kali, the Tiara of Isis, and the Witch's Boots. Those are her best equipment until you get to the final dungeon. So basically what I have is the shit you want to have until you hit the Cave of Trons. That's the only time you're going to get better stuff. Anyway, now that I've done unfucked everything, maybe I can go to Mayor Gnarl and I won't have 3 cutscenes playing at the same time. The hell was that?
That's door opening.
Okay. Oh, wait. You know what? While I'm here, might as well show off Chisato.
Yay!
I can't. That requires me going into a private
You got
action.
quite a few feathers. My grandmother has some feathers, everybody. Peacock feathers.
Feathers?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, we actually... No, I'm not actually bullshitting you. We actually own a peacock.
Huh. Neat. I was going to show off Chisato, but... Oh, no, I didn't do that in this version. That's what she was.
Oops!
Well, we weren't getting her anyway, so I just...
And thus Chisato's identity was gone to the lava.
Chisato who?
I lost something once. I lost something I couldn't live without. My identity. Hold on.
Well, splendid. This is no time to be resting on our laurels, however.
Why not? Oh shit! I need to take off the fucking skip dialogue. Oops!
Oopsie daisy.
I had it on just so I could skip
The
through people's
sorcerer
dialogues.
needs energy?
I can't mash the F button right now, so I'm just gonna wait till they're
Precisely.
finished.
It's time for you
To,
all
to understand the source of
needs
needs energy. The nature of symbology. How long does this cutscene go on?
The nature of symbology is one step above your...
Alright, you know what, never mind. Blah 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 blah. This is gonna go on for way too long. A long time ago, they defeated the Ten Wise Men using the power of the Medians. But they can't do that anymore because they blew up their fucking planet. And now, apparently, the power of the Medians are equal to that of the Ten Wise Men, so they need a different power, which is where me and Raiden come in. Normally, you'd have more people, and this cutscene would make sense, but we only have 2 people here. 2 people wouldn't really make much of a difference. But here it does. Naruto's giving us the room codes to where we can go to the 4 fields in order to obtain the source of these powers, and combine that with our own powers.
Yay!
That's what happened. I'll turn off the skip dialogue function off this, but... And he's telling us you want to go to the Field of Wisdom first, then you want to go to the Power, then Courage, then Love.
Ah, yeah.
And then he also gives us the combo link here, which frankly to me is a useless item. Especially in this version, where you have 3 consecutive attacks with fighters instead of just 1. The combo link lets you use consecutive killer moves consecutively. That's what they're called. They're called killer moves.
Yeah.
Well, they're called special
Actually,
arts here. But
would you say that the consecutive attacks in this version actually makes it easier, or does it actually do they balance the difficulty to complement that? Because I've never actually thought of that before.
no, they didn't. It makes it considerably easier.
Noted.
Settings.
It's actually kind of funny because I was reading the Star Ocean wiki article on this game, or the remakes rather, and they said that they wanted to try to make Star Oceans 1 and 2 feel like completely new games. I'd say they did that pretty well with the first one. This one, it does feel like, you know, definitely a port, but a better port, I guess.
Well, it's upgraded. Like the foundation is there, but everything else is just kind of rebuilt from the ground up.
Yeah, but like this Star Ocean 1 definitely.
Oh yeah, Star Ocean 1 was a completely different game. It was brand new.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey look, we have a cutscene this time.
This is the Field of Wisdom?
I'd hope so.
Doesn't this seem kind of strange to you?
Shit.
Yeah, checkered floors.
Oh my god, we're in Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know.
Hey man, checkered floors are my
Something
freaking
right around
aesthetic.
here.
Or your what?
You think?
Aesthetic.
Oh, yeah, especially when they're cut. Oh. Especially when they're cut off in triangles down here.
Yep, exactly.
Anyway, there is a proper order to go here if you want to make your life just like easy on you. Just follow my path.
Oh, really?
I swear this dialogue is different too, because I don't think
Shit, Rain is a vampire.
oh shit. Neither is Claude, or so is Claude apparently.
What was that just now?
Fun fact, if you're playing Raina's story, she's the one that says, "What was that just now?"
Yeah. But because we only have 2 people, Claude,
This
fucking,
must be the real Field of Wisdom.
Scott's, what the hell's his name? Spike
Who
Spencer.
we
Was that it?
Spiky Spencer, yeah. The Spike Spencer, yeah.
Yes, Spiky Spencer. Yo, Spiky! Spike Spencer and who the fuck voiced Reina? Can you look that up?
Eden Regal.
Eden Regal. Yeah, they definitely had the most lines recorded in this game,
Oh, it's these
just
guys
specifically for a run like this, where you only get fucking 2 people. Oh, I forgot to do something. It's not major, but we're gonna have to leave the field of intelligence for a minute.
Oops! But
Hey.
no, I think that this is definitely one of Eden Regal, whatever that shit her name is. This is one of my favorite roles of hers.
Yeah. Oh fuck! How do we get back?
Another role that I actually really like, that really made me like Reina immediately whenever I first found out what a Star Ocean was, and I first saw some footage of this game a while ago, after playing Till the End of Time for the first time,
Yeah.
is that she voiced Reina's voice actress, Egan Regal, also plays Estelle from Tales of Vesperia, and being a big Tales fan, it was like, hey! It was very different, too, because Reina and Estelle are very, very, very... I wouldn't say different characters, but you can tell, like, they're definitely not the same.
Yeah, don't follow this path, by the way. I'm doing this like completely out of order. Oh fuck.
Also, Eden Regal is the sister of Sam Regal. I'm probably really butchering their names, but Sam Regal is He's voiced a lot of people, but he most notably voiced Shiro Emiya in the original Fate anime, Fate Stay Night anime. Yes, people die when they are killed. Fate Stay Night.
I will now proceed to pleasure myself with this fish.
That's called Gias, you pilts.
I don't watch anime. I'm not a fucking loser. He
the
says
sort
he
of
hides the backlog.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm just now trying to get rid of like binging and watching a lot more anime. I just finished, as of this recording, I just finished Nichigo the other day.
Well, see, the problem I'm having is I'm watching Seven Deadly Sins for the 7th time.
How is that anime, by the way? I'm guessing really good if you're watching it 7 times.
And fucking tastic.
One view for each sin.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I'll do a save state.
I think I have it on my queue on Netflix, though I'm not sure.
Shit, I can't just walk through. Oops.
Claude cries in the background.
I forgot, I'm playing by the rules this time. Oh, we'll have to show off fucking MasterChef again, where I can actually win.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, the problem was I couldn't skip the dialogue boxes last time.
Which was weird.
Yeah, I don't know what.
But apart from
causing
that, it was probably the most functional part of the game at that point.
Right? Damn it! I didn't save state.
Way to go! Now Reina hates you.
No, I'm in a private action.
But don't they lower their
fuck.
affinity regardless? What?
I didn't save outside Foot City either.
Cut!
Well, we can't cut yet. I have to show getting the bunny shoes, and then we can cut.
We can cut to freaking Fun City.
What? Well, yeah, but it was a pretty short flight.
It's short for you, but it might not have been short for them. It might have been 5.
Dude, we were just talking over the whole flight there. It doesn't take that long to fly over me.
Well, I mean, to us, but they...
Oh, okay.
You know.
Maybe. I need to put the thieves' glove on before I can pickpocket the rabbit.
So if you press the private action button to, split up the party in Fun City, they won't split up until you actually enter Fun City itself.
Yeah, it won't enter until we enter Fun City itself.
Now save the state this time. Now set the timer.
It shouldn't take that long. Theoretically.
Oh really?
Damn it!
Because after the events of today, I'll have to respectfully disagree.
Shut up, Barrett. Let me put a save after I put the fucking glove on.
Yeah, that's probably wise.
The
The rabbit probably looks horrified as Claude is like slipping on this glove.
Come the fuck on! I have all the necessary skills! This is bullshit. You know, it occurs to me I'm loading a state. That might not work.
You don't say!
What if I walk out? Actually, I need to load the state real quick. Let's walk out. Walk back in. There we go!
Hey!
Alright, cut!
What are you talking about? We never left. You know, it kind of makes me wonder how other characters react to alien crop circles in this universe.
It's a good question.
All right, we're back.
Welcome
I
back,
guess
everybody. We're close enough. I had to, as you saw, I didn't get the bunny shoes. I forgot to be on those. They increase the speed of the wearer in battle tremendously. Anyway, now follow the path that I'm going to take.
Yeah.
Oh, it's these
Wait,
guys
no, I'm
again.
kidding.
Don't underestimate them.
God damn it! See how much faster that was?
Yep.
So really, you're gonna use magic?
Bunny shoes are spectacular, at least until the end of time. Characters like Maria, who, even though I'm a Maria main, Maria is slow as molasses.
Yeah.
Like, insanely.
So apparently, I don't have to worry about the wizards hurting Reyna, because their strongest spell, Magnum Tornado, is a water-based spell, and it did nothing. So I'm
The
gone.
water spell, it did nothing.
It did nothing. The Fate
The
Gallery.
buttons, they do nothing.
I just got a mithril item there, and it reminded me. The Fate Gallery sells a bunch of mithril stuff, which is good.
Oops,
If you don't feel like using blacksmith, but you're dumb if you decide not to use blacksmith.
I'm going to strike you down with my knife. That's not a knife. Guys, you just say it. That is my favorite joke in Mortal Kombat X, by the way.
That's not nice. I got you to say it.
8 out of 10.
It's Takeda. If you have Takeda fighting Kano, I think.
Yeah, it should be Kano. He's the only one that like comes out with a knife in his open cutscenes.
Takeda or Kano?
Kano.
Yeah.
Takeda has like
but
a sword or something, right?
Yeah. He's a Shirai Ryu, which means he has a spear.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a funny little joke, which I appreciate the reference. Even if it is a pop culture reference, it's not one of the really annoying ones.
No.
Not like some movies I've seen. Anyway,
I don't bother making accessories because you find some pretty good ones, and metalwork is kind of a bitch. But I made the Star Guard in this game until we get the Power Ring, just because one, I could, and two, when you deflect, it has the same properties as like the Crested Shield that you saw in Aloria Tower. It shoots out stars. When you deflect, same way that it fucking happens in what was I talking about?
something about stars deflecting.
Oh yeah, the same way the Crestier Guard like deflected like the red balls in Aloria Tower. My brain totally shut down there. I have no idea what the fuck was going on. I just lost every train of thought I had. Like every single one at the same time just derailed.
Happens to the best of us.
Fuck yourself, you blocking bastard.
This one actually can block.
Well, yeah, but he's supposed to block.
Truly an advanced civilization.
Enemies can block reasonably well.
Claude just puts a sword down and just gets in a field position. I didn't think I'd get this far.
So what do we do now? I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Oh, it's these guys again.
Hey, look, N64 cartridges.
Yay! I need to start.
Actually, those
using
look more like SNES cartridges.
And I'm not really worried about spamming magic because I've gotten all my white skills up and I get basically all of my magic back at the end of a round.
Hooray!
Yay!
Now we've saved Christmas.
Whoa! How the Grinch saved Halloween. What? Oh, and at this point, you don't need to worry about leveling. You're god level at this point.
Unless you wanna fight the final boss unlimited, even then you could probably beat him at this level.
Well, the final boss, even without unlimited, you might want to level up a little bit. I'd recommend like 130. Maybe,
Which, by the way, Are you going to fight the final boss unlimited? I think we've sort of danced around that, and we've mentioned it, but I don't think we've ever directly addressed that.
Oh, of course. Obviously,
Okay.
I'm gonna fight him both ways because if you leave,
To show it off.
well, and to show off that cutscene too.
Yeah. Actually, Curtis, if I may, I think the way that we should do it, and this is just me suggesting, we should, when we get to the final dungeon of the game, we should show off the final boss, you know, all that, and then we should have like sort of an extra part in a way, and do the Cave of Trials and then Unlimited Gabriel. I mean, well, screw. We already know he's the final boss at this point. Because I think that would actually be like a pretty fitting way to finish it.
I mean, that's how I did it last time.
Well, no, the way you did it last time was that you showed off. You got to the in the Incompetent playthrough. You got to the what? What?
It's a game controller enemy. If he gains control of you, you lose control of your character for a minute.
Oh, that's hilarious. I kind of didn't see this one of the Incompetent playthrough, but anyway, what I was gonna say was that like the way you did it in the Incompetent playthrough was when you got up to the last area before the final battle, then you went to the Cave of Trials, and then I think you turned off the limiter, or no, I think you turned off the limiter first, and then you went to the Cave of Trials.
Yeah,
And then you did.
I don't think I fought him at
Oh,
all in
it's
this
these guys again.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, so yeah. So you want me to fight the final boss in its regular form, which is pissy.
Yeah.
Then continue on to the Cave of Trials to do the
Yeah.
private action, stuff like that.
That's one for us.
Yeah, I just think that'd be kind of a really neat sequential way to do things, personally. Sure, we're not fighting the hardest final boss last, but still. Just my opinion.
Well, no, technically, he is the hardest because he can
Oh,
cast.
Oops,
The
look out.
the thing that makes him harder than Isarian Queen is he can cast spells while moving, and he moves really fucking fast.
Right. Okay.
So if we're just taking that into effect, he would be harder because yes, she has some devastating spells and some attacks, but she has to stand still to use them. So, whoosh, and then we were teleported to an alternate reality where we think we win, but the 10 wise men have actually killed us just right. No, that's not actually what happens.
Look out.
We can do this.
You want to use this skill a lot, by the way. I'm just spamming it because I didn't use it a lot, obviously, to get this skill better. Because the higher,
That's right. That's a good thing to do.
yeah, the higher skill level you have, things, the better they are. It's less so for like Dragon Roar. The Dragon Roar just gets longer, I think, and a little bit stronger. But you can see it with like Rock Explosion, to where it basically when it's proficient, is what it's called. You basically cover the like. There's a line in the arena, and then it goes forward a pretty good chunk.
A really good chunk.
Look out.
We can do this.
Is it ready?
Yes. Is what ready?
Sorry, just having something in the oven, so I had to shout and.
Okay.
Thank you, wait, is based a good term to use in this? I was gonna say. For that.
Is thank you what?
Based grandmother.
I guess.
I never really fully got what based meant, but thank you, grandmother. For putting that in and watching the timer for me.
Stop blocking!
Easier than I thought.
You're making the game unfair.
You see every enemy like before that one at this point going like it was that easy.
Oh,
You have to just keep blocking.
just have a shield. Yeah, and then it really quick. It always shows the yellow square there. That's just supposed to be a hint that you come here once you activate all the orbs, because this isn't
Wait.
here. You see all the orbs spinning around us?
Yeah.
You have to activate all of them before this yellow platform appears.
Hold on a minute. You said just have a shield. Do you think that's what Vince McMahon said when he was thinking about how to get Roman Reigns over?
What could this be?
Wrestling jokes.
Ha!
We've already made 50 of them at this
Field of
point.
Wisdom's power source?
Yeah, anyway, this is what's supposed to happen when you come here. Not just there's nothing there, then you immediately skip to a cutscene.
What's that
You only fight one arm, by the way, so I never understood why there was two.
Hey, look, it's a red hot fireball.
Oh no.
Huh. I have no idea.
So what do we do now? Oh, fuck!
Extracting from the premises. Repeat.
Extracting intruders from the premises.
These are not the intruders you were looking for. These are the intruders we were looking for. Claude,
Shit.
what? I thought that would work.
We can handle this.
Why?
Claude
Anyway,
comes across to me as a guy who's seen, like, the original Star Wars trilogy hundreds of times.
yeah.
Let's be
ignores-
honest here.
But ignores the prequels to be hipster.
Hey, for
Did
the
that-
better, too.
Hold on, did that... Do that again. Man, you are pathetic.
It's like, just add "this is fine" to Claude there.
This is fine. What about that attack? Does that attack do anything? Come on.
I'd like to point out that it is floating in midair.
No, you just realize it's pointless at this point? Oh no, because I killed all the orb things. You can't do anything. Haha, you're useless.
I thought you were just gonna stand there and stare into its eyes.
Oh, well. Fight me, bitch. Fucking. Oh. Rock, 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 beats, scissors!
We will rock you. We will rock you.
Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, trying in the streets, gonna be a big. Anyway.
Hey, buddy, you're a copyright infringement.
So this
Shh.
is Need's source of wisdom?
They don't need to know that.
And thus, when we take this, everybody's stupid.
Expanding inside of my mind.
Dong? Do you feel expand dong?
Bloody, you're a copyright infringement. If you keep singing, you will get copyright struck, and your channel will
Am
be
I on
taken
Earth?
down. Oh, hey, look, it's where Reyna tells Claude he's gonna
This
do
is
a
Dan's
dad.
office in
A room-
Pan-Galactic Federation HQ.
I mean, what?
I was just saying we. Also, I think this is a slightly different area. I could be wrong.
Now, well, actually, yeah, because I think there's supposed to be like a door over here in that ending.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. They might have. Their house might look very similar.
We'll see, though.
Why did the Lazonians decide to invade again now of all times? I need to.
Also, if you're playing Reyna, you get scenes exclusive there, obviously. Basically, these are just sort of relevant to the characters.
You know what?
Yeah,
You know what just occurred to me?
What's that?
My brain didn't click that I'm still playing as Claude. I'm looking at the scene going, when did Reyna ever see Claude's dad? Cause
You normally play as Reyna, though. It's fine.
yeah, oh my god, he's adorable.
I'm little Claude. Also, is that Spike Spencer playing young Claude?
I don't know, but that sprite is Kettle.
Recolored.
Yeah, just with blonde hair.
Well, you never even came back home.
No.
You're finally back from
Definitely
outer
not.
space, but you never even came to see me.
I mean, either that's not Spike Spencer, or that man has one hell of a range.
Oh yeah. I think this was the first
Oh
time
yeah, I
heard
forgot
that
I sounded like a little shit when I was a child.
Oh my god, is that me? Dad, slap me!
Thank God my balls dropped.
Come on, Dad. Let's go back.
And I got rid of that list.
I'm giving young Claude here shit. I actually kind of like the voice. It sounds a little stilted, but it also sounds like a little kid. So
Well, it's definitely an adult trying to sound like a little kid, because you can tell
how
that
much I used to
at least very forced.
yeah, young Reyna was obviously voiced by Eden.
Yeah, it was just a higher pitched voice.
But that's the thing though, is that like men's voices, like we don't, like ours don't like deepen, or no, ours deepen, women's don't exactly.
Well, they
I
do.
think they do a little bit,
They do a little bit, because you know, if you
but
hear
it's
a
not as
6-year-old
it's not as
girl,
tragic. It's not as like dramatic.
yeah, it's not like how Family Guy put it. Hey guys, you want to go outside and play some football? Excuse me, I'm gonna go outside and masturbate now.
He promised you read me a whole bunch of books.
Back home.
Like what kind of books?
What about my books?
His books! Read him his books!
What about
For the
your
love
books,
of
you little
Luther.
shit? I'm gonna kill Luther one day. Ah, that's a great story, son. Cue to present day. I wish Dad was here to see this. Just standing
Well,
over,
that-
just standing over his dead body. I wish my dad.
Well, the
was
thing is that Claude never meets Luther ever. At least it's implied that he never does.
And take care of your
Well, no. Remember, he's called. Well, no. Actually, it's Lucifer in this game.
Well, okay, no, I was talking like Star Ocean 3.
Yeah, the same name in mythology, but different person.
Big liar.
Oh.
Sweat, 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 sweat.
He looked like a girl from the front.
liar.
Ouch. It's one of those. It's one of those sort of the sort of like storylines that It's like it kind of makes me feel bad whenever I see it. Is the whole dad never there involved in the child's life, but
Did you
especially whenever the
see
dad
this,
has
Claude?
a greater good that he has to go to
Yeah.
or attend to.
So my past.
Um,
Back when I was
I
a
know
kid,
this is completely
before I knew
ignoring
anything
the scene
about the
here.
world.
Can we talk
Yeah.
about how unsafe this structure here is? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a mirror of over here, where it's floating in midair, but it looks like it's sticking out, and it's just kind of laying on this brick right here. So, like, if something were to disturb that, this whole building's coming down.
You know, I kind of hope that, you know, for the sake of the laugh, you know, my reaction to the rant, just Photoshop me on Claude's face, Claude earlier in the game, and Photoshop your face on Leon, just to see where Claude smacks the shit out of Leon.
Right, let's go to the next field then.
Just Photoshop my face onto that. Just shut up.
You as Claude or you as Leon?
Me as Claude.
Oh, she's slapping me. Okay.
Sorry, it's like shut up.
This is a serious scene here!
Not like we've been taking the piss out of every other scene in the game, but still.
Man, just wait till we get to the Field of Love. They both meet their mom. Reina's mom dies, or almost dies in the Field of Love. And we just shit on that completely.
Anyway, I will be RB.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, you know, that's probably a good place to end the part anyway. Total time, almost an
Oh,
hour.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, so, let me save really quick.
Yeah, then in between I'll get food.
Okay. See you
'Cause I was
later,
about to
everybody!
take my earbud out. But yeah, see y'all!